talk about it right here. We gonna talk about everything you like. I'ma make it real, real clear. It's Tynee Talks right here. We gonna talk about it right here. I'ma talk about everything you like. I'ma make it real, real quick, cause it's Tynee Talks. And I'ma talk about it. Yeah, cause it's Tynee Talks. And I'ma talk about it.
And welcome to the Tynee Talks podcast, the podcast that educates and entertains, the podcast where you come to laugh and learn. I am your host, Tynee, and I am so excited to have a new season of Tynee Talks with some exciting, wonderful guests. Today I have a return guest, and you guys won't even believe the trend. The formation. But before we get into it, we got to hear a word from our sponsors. Today's show is brought to you by 810 Tacos. 810 Tacos been rocking with us for 2 seasons now, so y'all got to go show some love. Use code Tynee Talks Tacos at 810tacos.com and you will receive $20 off. You'll receive $20 off. I don't know. You'll receive a discount. You'll receive a discount with using that code. I just can't remember it right now, but that's okay. Visit 810tacos.com and spice up your Taco Tuesday night. Remember, 810 Taco seasoning is made for tacos, but delicious on everything. So you can throw it on that chicken, you can throw it on that steak, you can throw it on whatever. It's gonna spice it up because 810 Taco seasoning is packed with flavor, 9 fresh seasonings that are high in flavor but low in sodium. So make sure y'all use that, okay? Visit 810tacos.com. Use code Tynee Talks Tacos. But without further ado, y'all see her beautiful face. We have the beautiful Mrs. Whitney Franklin Wheeler. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Tynee. You know, I love me some Tynee and Tynee Talks. So it's just an honor to be returning. This is the third time.
First and foremost, if you're new to the Tynee Talks fold, or if you've been following me since the beginning, Whitney has had such an incredible journey. She's had a fascinating journey. She first came on my show and she was over 500 pounds. And she kind of shared with us her struggles and her time with that. And then we came back with her and she was really trying to get her deliverance. She was really fighting for, when people be saying they fight for their life. Okay. Some people be saying it with sarcasm, but Whitney was really out here fighting for her life. So she returned with her husband and they were the 1,000-pound couple. Together, their weights were over 1,000 pounds. Like, can you imagine? She lived it. And now she's returning slim, slender, fine. She been fine. She just slim with a slim, thick. Whitney has lost, guys, you won't believe it, over 300 pounds. Mm-hmm. My girl was at 543 pounds. Tell them what you weigh now.
238.
Say it one more time like you mean.
For the ones in the back, 238 pounds.
300 pounds, y'all. Can y'all imagine? I'm having a hard time losing this 30 pounds. And my girl then lost 300 pounds. She has helped her family. Her family. She said, we're not just doing this alone. I'm not just going to be the finest person at the family reunion. I want my cousins fine. I want my brothers fine. I want my aunties, my uncles, my great aunties, the friends and families and foes. Whitney said, I want them all to look good. So she wrote a book channeling her journey called Walking Out of the Coffin, My Journey of Weight Loss and Deliverance. You see it down on the ticker, and it is available on Amazon for your purchase. So, you know, Whitney, I don't want this to be the Tynee. I know it's a Tynee Talk show, but we need to hear Whitney Wheeler's journey about deliverance, perseverance, and hitting rock bottom, because this is what we need to hear, baby. So first of all, when you came on the show with your husband, you were talking about this book and how you were birthing it at the time. You were pregnant with this idea. Mm-hmm. And so tell us how it came to birth. What was the labor and delivery like? What was that conception like of this book?
Absolutely. And again, Tynee, thank you for that beautiful introduction. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything about you, how you uplift and motivate and just continue to give that positivity for our community. Thank you so much for doing that.
My pleasure.
She gave a lot of my story. I started at 543 pounds. I lost my mother and grandmother at the hands of obesity. And to be honest, I really thought obesity was the set of cards I was dealt with for life, right? All I knew was fat. All I knew was the big girl movement, right? So that was always my focus. I wanted to let the world know it didn't matter what size you were, long as you're beautiful, long as you're confident. And for so long, I loved myself, Tynee. I want people to understand that my walk with obesity, it wasn't a depressed show. I was depressed because I lost my mother and grandmother from obesity. However, for me, I thought I had to paint this picture and I wanted to accept life stuck inside of this body. And it wasn't until I realized that it didn't have to be that way. It wasn't until I realized I didn't have to accept those cards. It wasn't until I realized that I needed to get delivered the same way people get delivered from alcohol and drugs and perversion and all of these different things. We don't focus on food or the things that tie obesity. People didn't tie that in, right? So I said, well, Lord, how do I do this? How do I bring awareness to the real stronghold of obesity, right? And I realized God showed me walking out of the coffin because I was stuck. I was stuck inside of a coffin. And for so long, I thought it was just my body, right? I thought it was just obesity I was stuck in. But in reality, I was stuck inside of a coffin because it was so many things that was weighing me down that represented obesity. It reflected obesity, but it wasn't, right? So I said, wait a minute. So people are losing weight and then they gain it back. They're losing weight, but they're not really getting to the bottom cause of it. And that's where deliverance come from. And I said, God, how can we bring awareness? Because people don't want to, first of all, people get offended when it comes to obesity. Don't nobody want to be told they got a weight problem. Don't nobody want to be told that it's a issue. People get, oh, she said I'm fat or whatever, right? But they need to see obesity needs somebody that's not as scared to tell you that you're going down the wrong path. Obesity needs somebody that's been through the walk that's gonna tell you, no, you're being deceived right now. Baby, we don't have to, it ain't about a cute face.
Right.
I care about your soul. I want you to get healed because obesity will take you out. If
You want to
don't
know one thing? When you say obesity, I remember when my mom was diagnosed with obesity and she hated the word. She hated the word obesity. She felt like obesity meant she was fat, nasty. That's what she saw the obesity word as. So she would be like, I ain't obese, I'm fat. But it's like, mama, this is a clinical term. You are obese. And I think when you talk about, people living in obesity, I think people live in denial.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, the thing was for me, right? I was the fly big girl. I pledged as a big girl. I dated as a big girl. I got married at 543 pounds. So that wasn't about that for me. For me, it was the strongholds that was stopping me. When you talk about a coffin, when I talk about walking out of a coffin, you have to be able to walk out of that dead state. You have to be able to walk out of every dark place in your life. See, obesity is one area, but what's causing obesity in the first place? See, I've been on this walk for 10 years, right? And for 10 years, I made my fight against obesity a surface experience, right? So it was about, you got to eat clean, you got to go to the gym, you got to do all these things. But in reality, what was really causing those things on the inside? I was walking around filled with stuff on the inside that I thought was obesity, right? So I had gave obesity an authority place in my life when it had no authority over me. I gave food an authority place in my life. Food was running my life. Do you hear me? Everything about my life was food. And I said, wait a minute, it got to be other people struggling with this and not realize that it's a problem. So I said, God, how can we help people walk out of the coffin? How can I help people get delivered for real? But it started with me. I couldn't help nobody. You can't be blind leading the blind.
You
Somebody,
surely cannot. You surely
somebody
cannot.
has to know. Somebody has to know that it's possible. I can't be out here if I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling with food. I'm still struggling with obesity. You can't help nobody. Somebody needs to see an overcomer. And
Oh,
God
come on.
help me to overcome that so I can help you overcome. If I don't overcome, you don't overcome. And we walking
Yeah.
around here losing weight, gaining back, losing weight, gaining back, eating,
Yeah.
overeating one day, trying not to, right? So people
Yeah.
need to know we can do this.
People need an example, a leader. Come on, so because you're very transparent about the weight loss surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And when you were on the show last time, you were prepping for that. And I'm pretty sure after the surgery, you hear things. I've seen them in the comments.
Oh,
You've seen
yeah.
them in the comments
Of
where
course.
people said things to you like, well, you've only really lost the weight because of this surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, we've seen people get the surgery and then the weight comes back. What
Mm-hmm.
holds off the weight for you? Because you talk about the deliverance, we talk about obesity being the overarching theme, but what is the cause? Is it the childhood trauma? Is it pain from relationships? Is it pain from the first time someone called you fat? Was it pain from the first time somebody called you ugly? And you holding on to these things for dear life, and it's holding on to the fat. Sometimes when we go to the physician, and they'll say, you're carrying stress. And so the stress is turning into fat. Some people's stress makes them lose weight. Some people's stress makes them hold grip to that weight. So what are you holding on to? What needs to be the release? And how do you address those who say it was just the surgery? When without beyond a shadow of a doubt, it was more than the surgery.
That's a great question, Tynee. And it is a question that I have faced in the beginning, like the first year when I got it. But we quickly addressed it that I'm open, honest, and transparent about all parts of my journey because I realize it's the importance of being able to pivot. See, when you're constantly in a state of forward momentum, you cannot allow yourself to get stuck in any kind of situation, right? So because I had did 10 years of trying different plan after plan, and I will fail. And when I will fail at a plan that didn't necessarily work for me, I wouldn't just fall, I would get trapped back. I would go back 10 steps, gain all the way back. But once I really started focusing on forward momentum is always about accepting different ways of doing something. When you fall, when you're in forward momentum, you get up quick, right?
Yeah.
So what I had to do, see, God wanted to use me to help people in every way, right? And for a long time, because of different things I heard from my mother and family, I wasn't a fan of weight loss surgery. I thought I was going to die from weight loss surgery. I thought if I got weight loss surgery, I watched my mama say to her friend, one of her other friends who was getting it, yeah, she gonna get that surgery gonna kill her. My mother friend who got the surgery, she's still alive. My mother died from heart failure in 40. So we have to take off these blinders and know that obesity related health issues will kill you.
Yes.
So I had to get to a place of acceptance. So for me, when I got on that table, I had number one already lost 120 pounds. So I had to be proven and tried and tested before I hit that table. So when I got on that table, it wasn't about additional weight loss. It was about getting rid of that baggage. See, it was a sacrifice for me. When I laid on that table, I said, I'm a curse slayer. So when I lay on this table, I'm taking everybody with me. I'm taking my family with me. It was almost like a sacrifice that I had to do. I had to lay my life down, lay down those old ways, the old tendencies, the old ideas, the old way of thinking, the fear, everything that was causing the weight to swell up in the first place. When I laid on that table, I said, Lord, the blood of Jesus is going to strip me from everything that was holding me in that bondage. So now when people see my surgery, I'm blessed because I'm able to help, because I helped you lose 120 pounds before surgery, right? I was able to do that. So now I can help you. Now for people who are bariatric people who need that, I'm able to help them. And now God has even put me in this phase because it's all about pivoting. I've watched people who got the surgery around the same time as me. They've plateaued. They've reached their goals, right? And they're not nearly as far down as me because the surgery only going to give you so much. My job now was to go back and get that group of people and say, wait, we got the surgery, but it's life after surgery. So let me show you how to pivot that way. And God has blessed me and graced me in an area to be able to meet everybody where they are. So
Yes.
I love my surgery because I can help you. You don't want surgery? I can help you. You want to take a product? I got products that can help you. You want the food plan and do it naturally? I can help you. So that's what I love about walking out of the coffin, because it gives you everything. And
Ooh, give it to
good
us.
way. This
You
the good
know, Whitney, you speak with such passion. You speak with such truth. You speak with such. I really want everybody to win, and I love that. When you mention your mom making those sly comments about the friend, what I heard from your mom is fear. She was afraid.
Mhm.
The fear can kill you, just like that obesity could kill you, because
Hello.
you're so unafraid to do what you have never done before. And that's the only way that change happens, is to do something that you've never done before. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So we got a lot of insane people walking around, including me.
And Tynee, I'm glad you mentioned that too, because a lot of times people allow what other people say to pour into their spirit. That's why I tell people, you have to silence the mouths of the enemy. You have to silence haters. You have to be so grounded in purpose. You have to be so grounded in that next goal that it don't matter what nobody come in and say, right? It don't matter what Keisha over here doing, what Kiki over there doing. One of the tools I talk about in my book is keeping your eyes on your own plate. And you can adapt that same concept in life. Keep your eyes on your own journey. Keep your eyes on your own job. Keep your eyes on your own performance, whatever that case may be. Because when you do that, you're so wrapped up in you. Can't nobody come in like, Tynee, when I first started, I wasn't going to share my surgery experience, right? I wasn't. Not because I was ashamed, but because I just had this mindset that all these people were not going to receive. People were going to judge me. And they came in at the beginning. But let me tell you what happened. I went from one follower on Facebook. After I revealed the surgery, I went to almost 400,000. See, the enemy wanted to tell me I was doing something wrong. The enemy wanted to tell me I was taking a shortcut out. No, the shortcut was going to be that mandate on my life if I didn't change. That was the shortcut. Because, baby, I felt the angel of death choking me every day. The shortcut was when I decided to lay in that bed in that 500-pound body. That was the shortcut. No, that wasn't that would have been the easy way out, because I was ready to be taken out. I no longer even cared if I was here. Do you understand? When you get trapped inside that coffin, my coffin was almost closed. Do you hear me? I had about this much space left in my coffin. They were getting ready to close the coffin. And I said, I made a promise that I would not watch anybody coffin close with them still inside of it. We got to get to we start closing these coffins. When you walk out, close it. See, sometimes we walk out of that coffin, but we look back and it's still open, and you find yourself going back to lay down because that coffin comfortable. But baby, that coffin is comfortable, but it still represents death. Don't be deceived.
Don't
And
be
whatever you
deceived.
gotta do, don't ever feel ashamed to save your life. And if anybody got something to say about you, whatever decision you decide to make to save your life, they don't have your best interests at heart. And you gave them an authority seat when they don't even have your best interests at heart. If anybody want to say something to you to discourage you from saving your life, You don't care about me, because the same ones that would judge you and try to stop you from getting surgery gonna be the same ones crying at your funeral. Do you hear me? The same ones
If
that
they
try
show
to
up,
stop you. Huh?
if they show up,
If they even show up. Do you
because they
hear
might
me?
not even
So
show up.
you got to do what you got to do to save your life. It ain't about nobody else. See, for years, I share my before and after picture today. I put all of that out there. It's on there, like I walk the walk, talk the talk. But in this season, I can talk all day. It's a lot of people talking about their journeys. It's a lot of people capitalizing off their journeys, and that's great and no shade. But baby, God has given me a mandate. I don't want to just show a before and after picture. It's about his glory. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Because when I hit that table, when I stepped out this time, trust me, if it was through my own strength, I would still be in that bed caught up in sciatica. I might not even be here today because I felt that angel of death choking me. So I need you to know without a shadow of a doubt, it don't have to be that way. I don't care if your coffin is 543 pounds. You can get up out of it. I don't care if you're 400 pounds, 300 pounds, 200 pounds. Whatever is stopping you from getting to your next, whatever is stopping you from birthing out your purpose, you better get so grounded in your purpose that you know without a shadow of a doubt, I got to do this because my hands, I got blood on my hands. I don't help somebody, that person may die because I didn't give them my testimony. Do you hear me? It ain't about me no more.
Baby, I felt that through my whole body and soul, spirit, mind. Baby, let me tell you all the words you said. You said, keep your eyes on your own plate. What's so important about it is comparison.
Yeah.
Comparison is the stealer and the thief of joy. You want to worry about what I got going on over here when you got to keep your eye on what you got going on over here. Because what I consume, you can't consume. What you consume, I can't consume. It might not even work for my body system the same way it works for your body system. Our genetics might be different. Everything might be different. Our whole journey and experience is different. So you got to work on your own plate and can't worry about nobody else. Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business.
Just mind your business. And you can't mind anybody other business, because then you take the focus off what you need to be doing. Yeah. And you got to focus on what you do. You talked about these coffins. It ain't just the coffin of your body. It could be the coffin of that relationship that you in that is suffocating you. It's suffocating you. It's sucking the air out of you. It's sucking the life out of you. You look like the Walking Dead. You literally look like you could be an extra in the Walking Dead because you are carrying the coffin with you everywhere you go. So sometimes it got to be that relationship. Maybe it got to be the environment you in. You talked about the people getting on them for wanting to make a change in their life. I was watching a TV show the other day, and I won't say the name of it, but it was a group of guys, and they were into one particular lifestyle. And the one guy in the group wanted to go to school for computer science, and he's working on stuff. Even in their little crew, he's able to work out different little glitches, and they're clowning him, and they're like, what you gonna do with that? You trying to be a college boy? What you gonna do with that? You ain't gonna make as nearly much money as what we doing now. And he said, but we getting old. Huh. We ain't gonna be able to do. Baby, he had a contingency plan. You hear that? A contingency plan. What we gonna do if this don't work out? When you get on the airplane and they say, save yourself, put your mask on first. What's gonna be the plan when it's about to fall out the sky? What's gonna be the plan when you get old and you don't look like that no more? What's on the inside of you that's gonna sustain you and hold you? What's in the inside of you that's gonna sustain and hold you and propel you forward? And I know they're gonna get all those gems in your book because you preach it and you speak it and you walk it and you live it and you walk right out of that coffin. And baby, you're 238 pounds. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud.
I'm actually going to be speaking September the 14th through 17th in Springfield, Missouri at Fully Endowed Women Conference. Real Talk Kim is one of the keynote speakers as well, for anyone who may know Real Talk him. But what I'm going to be speaking on is forever transformed. So
Mm.
I'm actually in the process of working on my second book, because this one is the blueprint on how to get out of that coffin, right? But
Yeah.
now, and this is so ironic because this is a new phase for me. What is life after weight loss, right? What does life look like when you've had to change and you've had to pivot? See, what people don't realize is that even though you make all of these wonderful changes today, let's say we all walk out of our coffin, right? We feel good, we feel great. But what happens when residue comes? What happens when the things of the past come and shine light to make you question if you're really walking fully in your purpose? That's
Yeah.
when you have to be so grounded, and you have to have a certain set of tools to be able to stay in the press, right?
Yeah.
Because let's be real, life is going to continue to happen.
It sure is.
The seasons don't change. We change. We become stronger. We become better. We become more like the airplane sizes ain't changed, AP or Tynee. the airplane seats ain't changed, but my body changed, right?
Yeah.
The restaurants on the corners, McDonald's still on the corner, Burger King still
Yeah.
on the corner when I walk out of here. That
Them
that
dealers,
bottle,
them dealers, them dealers is on every corner, baby.
every corner, right?
Slinging a million burgers a day.
And it's all about learning how to navigate life without having a stronghold attached to your life. You
Yeah.
have to be, it allows you to have a clear mind. I want you to have freedom. I don't want you to wake up every day thinking about your next fix, that next meal, right?
Yeah.
You want to be free. You want to be able to wake up, and food is not the center of everything.
Yeah.
We got to have a new way of living, a new way of thinking. No stronghold should be the
Yeah.
center of everything. You want to be an overcomer. So you have to learn how to deal with that, how to navigate with that. We have to learn life on the other side of weight loss. We have to learn how to effectively share to give back. I say that because another tool in my book, in order to keep it, you have to give it away. And people don't realize that when you and that's whatever your purpose is, right?
Yeah.
So when your cup is filled, like right now, I'm happy my cup is filled, right?
Yeah.
But in this season, it's about the overflow. So in order for you to get to this overflow part in your journey, right, you have to tip the cup so your cup can be continue to be filled. So if I have this journey and I've arrived and I'm getting to this place of maintenance, now for me to keep it, I'm giving it away. I'm giving it back. So I'm growing because I'm helping my sister lose 100 pounds, right?
That's it.
So now we're in a constant state of fruit. We're in a constant state of growing. So God gave me a dream that I was going to help 10,000. I was going to see 10,000 pounds lost this year. I was like,
Yeah.
what? That's crazy, right? So then the first week of January, we lost 600 pounds as a group. Now, and it's not even including my family. I'm talking about just my followers, right?
Yeah.
So we started doing these challenges. I believe you put put money where your mouth is, right? So we started
Of course.
$2,500 challenges, and people just started growing and taking off. So as of right now, we're in August. We've already lost almost 6,000 pounds together as a group.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I got some questions for you. What are 5 things that have improved in your life since your weight loss? Just
Oh,
5 beautiful things.
5 things that have improved. Traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling has improved. Medications. I was on 11 different medications. I'm free from medications now, which is a blessing. Being able to, okay, so travel, the medications, confidence, and love.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn a different level of love. See, before I thought I loved myself, which I
Mm-hmm.
did love myself, but now I'm in love with me. I'm in
Yes.
love with health. I'm in love with that. So that has definitely improved just my overall relationship. Since my husband and I have both lost the weight together, we have more energy, which is also going to improve your sex life. When you're 1,000 pounds, it's going to be different when you get what I'm saying. So that has
Yeah.
been absolutely amazing. But my number one thing I would say is, because I'm now walking in my purpose, I have put myself, and for my people that's not all Christian, let's talk about the universe. I've tapped into some good vibrations. And I have
Okay.
been able to be set up for success. So I tell people, don't allow a moment or a situation to stop you, because you don't know what blessing is waiting on the other side of that deliverance. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to leave my job, become a very successful six-figure business earner just in one avenue, not even including all the other doors, right? So God will line you up. So just being able to walk in my purpose and
Yes.
and be an impact, and God is blessing the income to go along with that impact. I'm able to go around the world, and I've been speaking in different places, and God is good. So many
God
improvements.
is good all the time, and all the time God is good. So you've had a lot of improvements since your weight loss, and that's just motivation enough for y'all to get walking out of my coffin. My journey of weight loss and deliverance. Y'all heard it from Whitney Wheeler today herself. Y'all see it in the flesh. She's walking the walk, she's talking the talk, and she's looking like the look. She's looking like a she's looking like a snack over there. Whitney, I can actually see you on my 600-pound life as a consultant. So let's just say we're on my 600-pound life, and we with what is it, Dr. Now? Is that his name? Crazy
Yeah,
self.
something like that. Mm-hmm.
And he, he really cuts into them. He don't cut no slack. So let's just imagine I'm on there. I'm 672 pounds, and that Dr. Now then said, you know what, you're not gonna listen to me. I'm gonna send Whitney Wheeler over there to talk to you. And so let's just imagine you done came over my house. I'm surrounded by Oreos, okay, and 8 pizza boxes. What are you gonna say to me to help me get up out of the space that I'm in? You come in there, you're appalled. What you gonna say?
Oh, I got you. Well, Tynee, and for those of you who don't know, I am a certified transformational life coach. So one of the biggest things is you can't be scared. I'm not scared of obesity at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I've
Mm-hmm.
also walked the walk of obesity. So I know how to speak to your spirit. I know how to speak to your lane. So
Mm-hmm.
first and foremost, Tynee, I don't care how many cookies you ate today. Did you enjoy your cookies? I see you
I
have
did.
pizza. Did you enjoy it?
I loved every morsel.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, I know a lot of people like to come in and tell you you can never eat a cookie again today. You can never eat a piece of pizza. Let me explain something today. I would never lie to you. I cannot tell you, you've been caught up in this world for close to 40 years now, right? You've been
Yes.
eating cookies and Oreos for 40 years. So I'm not going to tell you not to eat that. But what I'm going to do is help you so you won't crave those cookies and pizza. So today, let's talk about it. What was your day like yesterday?
Well, my day like yesterday, I got up, went to the doctor, and I
Mhm.
just came home. I watched TV, and I just ate. I just ate and watched television.
What was your doctor experience like?
He told me some things I didn't want to hear.
Yeah. So today, because you heard those things, how did you feel when you heard those things
I
that you
felt
didn't want?
terrible.
You felt
Terrible.
terrible, right?
Hmm.
I asked that because I know when I was 543 pounds, doctor's visits, even though they were telling me that I was going to die, they were
Hmm.
telling me how hard it was, but those emotions always triggered my favorite meals. I remember
Hmm.
when I turned to that Oreo today. So I tell you what, I know that that experience hurts. So let's do this. The
Yes.
Oreos are always going to be there today. That pizza is always going to be there, but that depression don't have to be. That feeling that you felt with that doctor, I want you to know that the doctors may not understand your fight, but I do. So
Yes.
today, I'm not going to tell you can't have another Oreo today, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these Oreos with me. I'm going to leave 2 Oreos. When you feel that you just have to take a bite, you pick up this 2 Oreo. You pick up an Oreo, but once these 2 Oreos are gone, that feeling and emotion is going to be gone as well. We're going to speak and claim it, and we're going to release every emotion that's causing you to go back to that Oreo. Do you trust me? Can I help you?
Girl, help me. Help me.
They're not ready for me on my.
They're not ready for you because, baby, I was just transformed. Like, girl, today don't eat another hot Cheeto. Because you know that's my addiction.
And now I do have, you know, different customers and different clients. I had a client who had an addiction to our cookie place, the crumble cookies. And this person would get 4 crumble cookies per day. When they left work, that was 4 a day. So as a coach, I can't tell someone who's eating 4 cookies a day to stop eating cookies. But I can tell you, let's make it to once a week, and you divide those 4 cookies up, and eventually you're going to be stronger than that cookie, right?
That's right.
So small changes. I even go through that in my book too. One of the tools I talk about here is when I kicked my addiction to soda. And I tell people, like, I couldn't just quit soda, right? I had to do a 4-week plan to eliminate soda. So that's how I help people, because this is a lifelong transformation. I don't give you no quick fixes to help you for temporary. No, it's this.
Yes. It starts with the mind. Well, I thank you so much, Whitney, for coming back on the Tynee Talks show to share your journey. I know I'm going to have you back again because it's going to be even more transformation. There's going to be more lives changed, more lives saved because of your testimony, because of your journey, because of your walk. Be sure to purchase Walking Out of the Coffin, My Journey to Weight Loss. This book can be purchased on Amazon. I actually have my book, but Amazon was Amazoning, and it didn't arrive in time, but that's okay. It's en route, and I cannot wait to dive into Whitney's story. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've known Whitney for over 10 years, and she is shining bright as she did back then, as she is now. She's shining even brighter. She was bright, but she's even brighter right now, and we just love to see it. She never stopped smiling. She never stopped being motivating towards others. She never let obesity, in a sense, run that confidence, in a sense. And even though she was having an internal struggle with it, you would never know it. You would never be allowed to make her feel bad for her weight, because baby, she was showing up dressed and with a smile on her face. So again, I appreciate you for coming on my show. And not only did you motivate me personally, but I know that when the talkers get a hold of this show, wherever podcasts are streamed, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, etc., I know that they will have a transformative experience like I did in today's talk with you. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for writing this book. Thank you for helping others. Thank you for sticking to the promises that you made to yourself. We honor God in this podcast today because we thank him for honoring his promises and keeping you, even when things got rough for you, when things got weary for you, when things got discouraging for you, even when things felt stagnant for you. God was still right there walking by your side so that you could be in the positions where you are and speaking engagements around the world, at conferences, being a consultant on My 600-Pound Life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So thank you. So, in true Tynee Talks fashion, this is your time to give your shout out. So who you giving a shout out to?
I have to give a shout out to God, who's the head of my life, to all of my team in My Daily Choice. Keep going, Team Glory and Favor. We are shining bright. And of course, my amazing husband. Shout out to Quentin, who I couldn't be doing this without my partner in crime.
Yes. Hey, Q. We love it. And we're just so proud of you. Again, remember, Tynee Talks is brought to you by 810 Taco Seasoning, packed with high-powered flavor and very low in sodium. It is made for tacos, but delicious on everything. Be sure to visit 810tacos.com and use code Tynee Talks Tacos. And again, Tynee's going to talk about it, so make sure that y'all tune in. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And make sure y'all hit that notification bell for new episodes of Tynee Talks.
We're going to talk about everything you like. I'm going to make it real clear. It's Tynee Talks right here. We're going to talk about it right here. I'm going to talk